Okay, I literally listened to that while I was driving. My kid just went down for a nap. Let's get after it. I'm going to attempt to have the most level-headed approach to this because there's plenty of sensational versions of this exact topic, and I'm not going to do that. Ain't nobody's got time for that. We come to play video games to have fun and not to freak out and fanboy over stuff. So, first and foremost, I have to say I was wrong. There is going to be hardware coming into the next generation, and at the end of the presentation, they said that they're going to be talking about it sometime around holiday. So that's to be expected. I have no speculation. I refuse to speculate because every time I get involved in speculation, I end up being wrong. So we're just going to leave it at the fact that they're going to talk about hardware sometime during the holiday season. Also, they were very clear that Xbox as a company strives to maintain their ability to deliver games immediately upon release to people who subscribe to their Game Pass services. And it is necessary in order to deliver those games for those services to be available on PC as well as Xbox. And so it further confirmed that their Game Pass service will be available on Xbox hardware, and that hardware is very important. And Phil Spencer, as well as the other people on the panel, who I don't remember their names because I literally was listening to this in the car ride home, used the word decades. So we got a little bit of time. I can tell you from, my thoughts here, honestly, I was kind of impressed, if I'm being honest with you. They didn't say anything new. They didn't announce anything. In fact, the so-called leaked games coming over to PlayStation, or what they said other platforms, they flat out said it was not Starfield and it was not Indiana Jones. So whether you're like, oh, they're liars or not, if you're that kind of person, cool, whatever. But those aren't games coming over to the system. But what they really talked about, which I am in line with, and is the reason why I was such a huge fan of this console back in the 2021-2022 days, and how they kind of won me over. Now, am I going to go out and purchase a 17th Xbox Series X? No, I'm not in a rush to go do that because I have all of my games over on PlayStation, so there's no need to double dip. But what really excited me and what spoke to me as I looked at this was they're very focused, and they said the words multiple times, on the creator, right? Not me, creator, but the game creators, and giving them options to release games anywhere and everywhere in between. And that in releasing games, they assured everybody that games that were part of their studios would be released day one immediately to their Game Pass service, so that subscribers of that service would be able to experience it immediately, and drop the fact that Diablo 4 is coming over to Game Pass sometime in March. I think 28th or something like that. And what I liked about that was they're trying to hammer home that this Game Pass service is an exclusive access to games at a price that is affordable, depending on how you look at it, to their player base. But just because those games are available on Game Pass doesn't mean that those games won't be available elsewhere at their full priced premium. And also, the reason why they do that is because they believe strongly that gaming anywhere with your friends, any way you like, is kind of their big thing, which I am a huge fan of personally. As a multi-console gamer, I want to be able to play Xbox games anywhere, right? I want to be able to play Halo on my Steam Deck while my buddy is on PC and my other third friend is over on their Xbox, right? That's awesome. That means that we all get to play and all get to have a good time. And I got a little doom and gloomy, dudes. I got a little doom and gloomy about the whole Xbox thing in the future, because I'm like, oh gosh, what a waste of money, waste of investment. Nope, they kind of turned it around, to be honest with you. They didn't say anything special, but what they did say that I don't think is going to be touched on by people who like to get the clicks is that Xbox is dedicated, their mission, so to speak, which they didn't speak into their mission, but what I heard it as in their whole 22-minute presentation was that their mission in doing these things is to create access. And as someone who plays video games sparingly because of having kids and having responsibilities and just wants to be able to play good games on a regular basis, as much as I can when I have time. That kind of focus, knowing that they're trying to deliver a good experience however they can deliver it, that excites me. That does excite me. It makes me more excited to be owning an Xbox. And I can definitively say that if they are going to lean into this vernacular, this play any game anywhere, but also that Xbox will always, right, playing on an Xbox system or on PC, but specifically Xbox, they've even stated it, is the best way to enjoy their games. Not the only way, but it will be the best way to enjoy their games. If they are true to that, if they really are trying to lean into that, it makes me excited to own an Xbox, but more importantly, based on the way that they carried themselves throughout this 22-minute presentation, talking about how they are confident in what they're doing, and now that they are the biggest owners of studios, they have the biggest releases because of the studios that they've acquired, it means that just as Nintendo has become a staple in the gaming space, and how most gamers who want to experience most games will need to own a Nintendo device, Xbox, if they're going to hold to this, is going to end up doing the same. Because if Call of Duty and all of these different games get brought over to Game Pass and are going to be included as a part of your subscription service, right? Which is great, which is fine. And it's still allowed on other platforms, but they're included as a part of your subscription service. The Xbox ends up becoming an incredible value, especially something like this guy, which I've talked about so much, the Series S, but it ends up being a very, very good value. And so, man, it's crazy how much one presentation can completely change and undermine almost every thought that I had had, and reestablish a sense of confidence and also excitement around Xbox. In fact, this gets me so excited that I am going to plug this sucker in and play me some games here on my during my kids' naps after I edit this and get this posted. As you're watching this, just know that this daddy has plugged in this Xbox Series S back to his TV and is playing some Xbox games. And you know, that's exciting. I'm excited to see what the future holds, because PlayStation has released that they're not going to be bringing games to 2024, at least first-party titles. And so it's Xbox's turn to maybe bring some cool stuff. And they said they have over 10 to bring to the table, so we'll see what happens with that. All right, that's the update. That really did cover everything. They reiterated cross-save and cross-play multiple times, and you can watch it if you'd like. It's a good watch, but just know that you want to be a part of the Series S society, I think. That's just all I'm going to say there. All right, ladies and gentlemen, have a good rest of your day. See you guys sometime around, and as always, happy gaming.